If you are not in shape, then chances are it's because you do not possess these 10 traits in which men who do get in shape possess. And if you are someone who does not accept hard truths, take responsibility as for why you're not in shape, and is not open-minded enough in order to change their limiting beliefs in order to get in shape, then I suggest you turn off this video right now, as you may get offended and chances are you'll never get in shape anyway. Now, why should you listen to me? Well, I'm Finn. I'm an online coach for the biggest men's transformation coaching brand in the UK, having helped over hundreds of men get into elite level shape. So let's get started with the video. Number one, men who get in shape eat the same boring meals 90% of the time. That's probably not what you want to hear if you're someone who likes variety, likes to switch up their meals, be inventive with what they're eating, follow a macro plan. Men that get in shape can quite happily, consistently eat the same meals each and every day, at least 90% of the time. Number two is that they do hard things. They're not trying to make fat loss easy. They're not trying to think of ways in which they can make things a little bit easier for themselves when trying to get in shape. They're not work shy. They would rather do the hard things that are more effective. Number three, they see the gym as their safe place and not an inconvenience. Now, 9 times out of 10, when men are incredibly busy week to week, day to day, they see the gym as an inconvenience. They see the gym as time that's taken out of their schedule. They don't see that as a safe place, a place in which they can go in order to switch off, in order to give themselves that hour a day in where they're working on themselves. They don't see it as a stress relief. They see it as an inconvenience. Men who get in shape and stay in shape, they see the gym as their safe place. They see that as their release. They look forward to their gym sessions each and every day. They do not see it as an inconvenience. Number four is that they understand physique development is a long-term game. They know that they need to be in this for the long run in order to see any significant, sustainable long-term results. They're not just in it for the 12-week shred. They're not just in it for the quick fix. They're not trying to find quicker ways in order to chip away at body fat and get in the shape in which they want to be in. They understand that it's long-term. They understand that motivation isn't always going to be there. They understand that they are going to have to continue doing the work when the work is no longer exciting. They just continue showing up each and every day, week to week, and they do that for a prolonged period of time. Number five, they understand the importance of accountability. 9 times out of 10, knowing isn't the issue. Everyone knows how to get in shape. You eat less and move more. It's as simple as that. Men who get in shape and stay in shape understand that actually reaching out for help, employing a coach that's going to keep them accountable, that's going to keep them turning up week on week, that's going to navigate them through the process. They understand that is what you need in order to get in shape. They don't try and take their journey on their own. They don't go in with the same approach each and every time and completely fail. They don't ask ChatGPT to write them up a training program when they know that they're not going to apply that in the first place. They reach out for help, they employ experts within that field, and they get accountability. Number six, they have their priorities set. They understand that they need to be selfish from time to time in order to make progress. They're not trying to please everyone around them. They're not going to allow their missus to pull their arm and be like, oh, come on, let's get a takeaway at the weekend, please. Let's get some quality time together. I want to go out for dinner. I want to do this. I want to do that. They're not easily influenced by their mates that are constantly trying to drag them down the pub to watch the football or watch the boxing. They understand that from time to time, they need to be selfish in order to achieve their goals. And they're quite happy with actually just focusing on themselves as opposed to worrying about everyone else around them. Now, no, you do not have to completely give up your life. You do not have to completely give up socializing or spending time with your partner, your friends, your family. But there are going to have to be times more often than not where you have to pick and choose your battles. If you're consistent Monday to Friday and you've got a social each and every weekend, then never expect to get in shape, never expect to get results. There are going to be times where you will have to stay in over the weekends. You are going to have to pick and choose your battles as to what social events you actually attend. You cannot do it all. Men who get in shape and stay in shape, they accept that. Number seven, now this one is for if the individual is being coached, but they ask questions and do not question. Now, clients that I coach that do get in elite level shape, they ask questions around, say, the programming or the manipulations in which I make week to week, or why they're going through the required phases in which I've set out in order for them to get an elite level shape and build and craft an elite level physique. They don't ever question my methods or the process. They simply ask questions in order to build their their own skill and knowledge around the process of getting in elite level shape. They don't ever question methods. They don't go against what I say. They don't try and make changes to the plan by themselves. If they're not sure of something, then they ask questions as to why we're doing certain things. They never question the process. They never question the expert. They don't think that they know it all. They're open-minded to learn more around the process. Number 8, they can work through hard and stressful situations. Now, life is always going to be hard. You are always going to get spanners thrown in the works. There are always going to be hurdles in which you need to overcome. There are always going to be times which will be incredibly stressful. Majority of men, when they're faced with the challenge, they throw the towel in, they bin it off. Life's a little bit too overwhelming. I don't think I can commit to this right now. Men who get in shape will happily work past them hard and stressful situations. And not only men that get in shape, but men that actually become successful in life. If you're the type of man that puts things on pause each and every time you come up against a hurdle, then you are never going to achieve anything in life, and you are certainly not going to get in shape. Number 9, if they have a bad week where things don't necessarily go perfect, they put it behind them and they move on. They do not dwell on the bad week in which they had. Not every single week is going to be perfect. You are going to have weeks where you're thrown out of routine, where again you have spanners thrown in the works, where you have hurdles to overcome. That does not mean that that is a week that is completely wasted. You just have to make the best of a bad situation. More often than not, if you're still able to somewhat stick to the plan, if you're still able to train, make sure that you're staying active, you will still make progress. And if you have had a bad week where potentially things have gone tits up and you've ended up cheating on your diet or whatever it may be, move past it, get straight back on plan. Number 10, and this is pretty much the main one and the most important one, is that they just man the fuck up and get on with it. Now, what I mean by this is that fat loss is fucking hard. Don't expect it to be easy. Fat loss is nor easy nor sustainable. If fat loss was sustainable and you were to just keep on losing body fat and eating in a calorie deficit, then eventually you would die. Fat loss is not sustainable, it's hard. The idea of fat loss isn't to constantly be losing body fat and being in a calorie deficit, it's to lose body fat, get in the shape in which you want to be in, reverse out, titrate up food strategically, hold the shape and maintain the progress in which you have worked for. They understand that it's short term. They understand it's going to be hard. They understand there's going to be times in where they're hungry, their energy is absolutely through the floor, their performance is absolutely through the floor, but they simply grab their fucking bollocks, man up, and they get on with it. They understand that they've set themselves a goal and they are hell bent on seeing that goal through. So when times do get tough and when it does get hard and when it does get challenging, they just continue to persist. And 9 times out of 10, that is all it takes in order to get in shape. Like I said, it's not the knowing that's an issue. Everyone knows that in order to get in shape, you have to eat less and move more. It's actually just continuing to persist with it and continuing to actually tick the boxes week to week is what gets you the result. So that is everything there for this video. I hope this helped. If you want to see more videos like this, then by all means like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.